Code 7, reverse integer, in JavaScript. This is a fairly straightforward problem. It's not that complex. Given a signed 32-bit integer x, return x with its digits reversed. If reversing x causes the value to go outside the signed 32-bit integer range, return 0. Okay, so given x is 1, 2, 3, they want us to return 3, 2, 1. Given this question in an interview, I would ask two things. Well, first thing I would ask is actually, what type of checking do we need to do for our input? That's very important to do when you're dealing with JavaScript, because they say that you're given a signed 32-bit integer x, but how do you know that it actually is within that 32-bit integer range? Could it be NaN? Could it be a string? Well, if it's LeetCode, they're guaranteeing you that it is, but the real world doesn't work so nicely, and sometimes when you're dealing with JavaScript, you can get values propagating through your system. The next thing I would ask is, can I just use the JavaScript methods? So the easiest way to look at this would be just to use number to string, string.join, and then we have an array, array.reverse. Okay, now we have the numbers reversed in an array, and then you can just convert that array back into a number. Sorry, string.split into an array. Start over. 1, 2, 3. So we have 1, 2, 3, to string, and then we have split, not join, split into an array, and then we have reverse the array, and then we have join back into a string, and use the unary plus, and that would give us 3, 2, 1. So if x had the value of 3, 2, 1, we could just have plus x dot to string dot split dot reverse dot join, and that would be the straightforward way to just use that. It's much easier to understand what's going on there. We can break this into 2 lines or format it how you like it. It's easier to understand. Let the JavaScript engine do the hard stuff, and that way we don't have to deal with these sorts of things, unless it's very performance critical. However, we're going to show how to do things the algorithmic way, the computer sciencey way that you would want to do it in school. So we start with our arrow function. It's in strict mode. We have our constraints for min and max. Max is negative min minus 1. Sum is 0. Keep in mind that if we're outside of this range, we will have to return 0, and we return that at the bottom. So if sum is greater than max or sum is less than min, we return 0. Otherwise, we return our sum. I've got all the steps written out down here, but I'm going to start over with blank just to walk through it with you. So x is starting out at 1, 2, 3. The last digit is going to be x modulo 10. That's going to be 3. The sum is 0. 0 times 10 plus the last digit is 3. X minus the last digit divided by 10. The last digit of x was, we got the last digit was 3. So x minus that is going to be 120 minus 120, and divided by 10 is going to be 12. Now x is 12. The last digit is 2. All right, x modulo 10 is 2. The sum is 3 so far. So sum is now going to be 30 plus 2. So now the sum is 32. It's looking closer. X is x minus the last digit. So 12 minus 2 is 10 divided by 10 is going to be 1. Right, and so now we can put 1 up here. So last digit is x modulo 10. 1 modulo 10 is going to be 1. And 32 times 10 is 320 plus 1 is 321. And x minus the last digit, 1 minus 1, is going to be 0. So now we have, while x is 0 now, it's not a number. So what I kind of glazed over is that when x is a number, if that number is 0, it's false. If it's any other value, it's going to be true. So in this case, we had true values, true-ish values for x, and now we get x is 0, so now we're done with the loop. So now we've exited the loop. Sum is 321. It is not greater than max. It is not less than min. So we're going to return it. We're going to return 321. Thanks for watching.